this is really an all-star lineup day. Um, is everyone ready for another really great way that the Oaklander model is being used across the globe? Mzika, are you there?
I'm here.
Oh,
You hear me?
fantastic. We
Yeah.
do hear you. You came to Malibu and then you've also done other Oaklander trainings, yes?
Yes, I did. I've been in Malibu when I was 24. I'm 34 now. It was 10 years
Oh
ago.
my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes. And now I want to share, first of all, my emotion right now. I'm so emotional. I hope I will deal with my speech. My emotions comes from Violet's speech. I'm really, Violet, when I met you, I really remember that moment, and I always share to everybody. If you really want to know what the human being is, you have to meet Violet once, and you have to speak with her once. That was my feeling, and now I repeat this feeling while listening to you.
Mm.
Well, and since I met Violet, everything has changed in my life, like my profession, my career, my life. And the second transformation in my life happened when I went to SLN Institute. And when Violet, you mentioned SLN, the second big emotion came back to me. So I'm really connected now with you even more.
So
What I want
Mzika,
to share now with
tell
you.
us where you're from. Tell us where you're from,
Uh,
just so we know.
okay. I'm from Georgia. But not US. I'm from country Georgia, from Tbilisi, Georgia.
Okay, thank you.
And as you already know, I'm a big fan of Violet. And since I know her work, I spread it wherever I go. And I'm a big traveler. I was teaching in Nepal, in Asia. I also, and for now, I'm teaching Violet's model at State University in Georgia, and people love it. And it was so loved by students. They asked me to make more serious program, and now I'm making it with my colleagues from Uruguay and from Czech Republic, and they are both here now with us. And hello, and I really appreciate that we are doing this together. And about today's speech, I was thinking to prepare a presentation for you, but I decided to just talk and share, because when I'm reading presentation, I lose contact with you, and it is much important for me to be with you and to be in contact with you. Based on Violet's work, and also based on SLN Institute experience, I opened my kindergarten, preschool, which I name Gestalt Play School. And that is an amazing place where kids come and where they flourish. And that's my main, let's say, thing I do really, really seriously for now. Uh, and I also do this 2-year program with my students from university who are now really good professionals. I have colleagues now in Georgia. I thought that I was the only one who is using Violet's model, but not at all. Now I have really high quality colleagues, and I really wish them to know you as well. And I'm gonna tell them about this community, and probably they're gonna join us as well. Also, this book is also my Bible, and this book is also my Bible. And I almost translated the Windows of this book, The Windows to Our Children. It's almost translated. Uh, it needs to be edited, and it will be soon in Georgian as well. Peter, I hope you will have it in Georgian as well soon. What I wanted to share today was my experience, how I deal with online work with kids and adolescents, because maybe I thought that would be helpful for some of you who were like me, because I was really, really uncomfortable in the beginning. Uh, but when I felt this resistance that I really don't want to work online, then came to my mind that, come on, now you are needed. Then people need you, kids need you now. So do something and be creative. So I creatively adjusted to the situation, and I did really, really, really many things, which really helped me to overcome this resistance. And the things I want to share is that now I focus on the resources of the families. Before, if the child was my client and I was working with the client, now I see that the parent is also very much, I see the resource in parents as well. Of course, I saw the resource in parents in past as well. But in this situation, parents really help. And parent-child relationship is the main motivation of me to restore, let's say, and their contact. And the tool I use is the cooking therapy. Probably you've heard about it. I have not heard about it. I just used it in my life, and it worked perfectly with my kindergarten children. And now I ask parents to use this method with their kids, and that's wonderful. Everything works. Well, they start with sensations, with smell, with color, with perception, with everything. And at the end of the day, they have the result, and they appreciate it, and they share it, and then they both are happy. And I cannot say exact statistics, but mostly my parents now tell me that this pandemic situation really helped them to become closer to their kids, and they thank to our work. So if this message is good for you, I will be really happy that this moment of parent-child relationship is really, really, really important during this pandemic period, and it really works. I have really much to share, but I think, do we have time to talk more, or?
Yeah, you have maybe like 10 more minutes, Mzika. Is that okay?
Yeah. I just want to share one good experiment. Maybe you will like it as well. I had a really young kid, 4.5 years old. I didn't know him before. His mom was really asking me to see him online. And I honestly was afraid because he's really young. He does not know me. And well, I don't know what's going to happen. And I choose to have like big apple with me here, and I asked mom to have an apple with the child as well. And our session started like me. I was really funny and silly, like Violet says. I took this apple and I started it. And this boy, mom told me that he's shy or he's super aggressive, either shy or super aggressive. Nothing, he cannot do normal behavior. And when he saw me like biting this apple, first of all, he smiled, then he started laughing, then he did the same, and amazing contact appeared between me and him. And then beautiful moments came again and again. And now he says that I am his best friend, and his behavior at home is really becoming better and better. So this message from me to you is that we can be still funny, and we can still be in contact with our clients if we are honest and brave. And I thank myself as well that I found enough courage in me to do some silly things with unknown people, because mom does not know me, kid does not know me, and I am like, therapist who is doing this kind of stuff. So yeah, and that was amazing, and that was a few days ago, and I still like it, and we meet every day, because and that is also my discovery, that before I had the sessions once in a week, but now maybe we have more often, but shorter. And it really works. And the one thing I also want to share about my experience is that when I met Violet, I was not Gestalt therapist. That was just the smell of Gestalt. And then when I came back, I graduated. Now I am, let's say, Gestalt therapist from Caucasus Institute of Gestalt Therapy. But even though I am licensed from the Gestalt Institute from Georgia, I still use Violet's techniques. And when I talk about Gestalt, I only remember and only Violet's and her quotes comes to my head. It was the strongest sensation from her books, from your books, Violet, and from the senses I have in a relationship with you. Yes, and I also want to tell one thing, that here now is Alena Vavrova, one of our members, who was the first teacher of mine and who introduced me Violet's book. And then I searched this book, then I searched your organization, I found you, I found the scholarship, and I came without no money. I was a student, I was really run out of money, but I came. And that visit changed all my life. And now this passion of Gestalt therapy and this passion of especially using Violet's model does not leave me, you know, it always with me. And I'm even more and more motivated to spread it all over the world. And people know you in Nepal and in China because I did it there, and they love you. Because I love you. And you know, it's easy to spread things when you love. So thank you very much. I think I'm done now. Thank you again. And I hope that I will see you next year on the conference with my more professional speech.
That was actually very helpful and professional. Mzika, you have one question that maybe you've run into, which is if people don't have access to technology, if they can only speak by phone or WhatsApp and they can't see you, for example, have you had that happen where you are? Huh? You have?
Yeah.
Oh, good. And what have you done?
I do it, but usually I do it only with parents or maybe adolescents, but not with kids, you know,
not with young
it's
kids.
No, it's not safe for them. They don't know me, and it's not safe. But with the parents, I do it a lot.
Okay.
And sometimes they even prefer it, you know.
Sure. And do you have an example of how, for a family that doesn't have access to technology, how you could help the parents help their children? Because I think there's a number of us throughout the world who have that as an issue. Not everyone has Zoom or a screen, you know, where they can see the therapist that they're working with.
During this pandemic period, I started to write things for parents, of course, based on Violet's philosophy, of course. But I interpret, I am a mom now, I have 2 years old kid as well. And, you know, my heart is even more open because I became mom. So I try to write a lot about parenting and about how to be in good contact, how to get to know your kids' needs. So I honestly can share that I give recommendations more than therapeutic work. And I ask, if you have some difficulties to do these recommendations, call me back and we try to discuss what was difficult for you.
Sure. Okay, good. And Patrick, did you want to ask your question?
Hello?
Unmute, can you hear me?
Yeah, sure.
In the apple eating example with the 4-year-old, could you talk a little bit about, after that sensory experience, how did you move next with such a young child online? To primarily talk or do other activities or bring in the parents?
Mom was also there. And the kid, I felt that kid was so safe with me and so playful that we can even, I checked with him, and we decided that we both wanted mom to leave us, and mom left us. and we had fun. To be very honest, I don't really remember what we were doing, but we had great fun together. And then I mentioned, you know what? I also have a little son at home, and I even asked him to come in. Maybe I never do it. Of course, I never do it in the therapy usually, but during this period, I did that. And he came to us, and they like say hi to each other. And then I told him, you know, now he wants mom. And he was very, I felt empathy from him. Oh, okay, okay. And do we gonna see each other again? And I said, oh, of course, if you liked it, of course we're gonna meet each other. And then we said bye, and then we met again. And the next session was drawing. We were drawing house, kind of house. He was very bad in painting, of course, but he was very talkative, you know. And then we continued with the drawing.
Good.
The next session.
Yeah, that's helpful. It sounds like you made it a shorter time, kind of an introductory time a little bit.
I always make, you know, this is also important. I think I'm going to tell it to you. During these online sessions, I always ask parents first to see me, but I never do it in real. I am the way Violet taught us that kid is important. And if I meet only with kid. I never see parents without a kid. That's my, I sense that way, kid and therapeutic process. But during this period, especially if I don't know the parent, if I don't know the kid, I feel much safer if I know the parent first. And then I ask him or her to introduce me the kid. And they have safety there, and I am safe with the parent because now we know each other. And then it's going easier and easier. And then this safety helps us, me and the kid, parent, to say bye and leave us alone.
Okay.
Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Because my English is not that good, maybe, for Americans.
Your English was beautiful, and you explained it very clearly. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Mzika, you're getting a lot of comments about how your passion and enthusiasm is reaching everyone. And it was great. And, you know, it's really appreciated. And what I am hearing that prompted me to entitle my article Just for Now is that given the situation, you're making accommodations that you might not do because you would have been able to see them with more boundaries in the therapy session. But now that you are entering into their home somehow, either by phone or by screen, you're making accommodations with shorter sessions. You had to be prepared with that apple ahead of time. You can't be as much in the moment for the session. And it sounds like that's part of the success you're having.
Yep. Yep, and I wanted to share it. And I also open to share with you my work, which I wanted to present and which I'm going to present next year. I can send it to you because I don't have anything now to give you today as a document, but I can share my paperwork, which is all about how to work with kids in the kindergarten with Gestalt approach. If you use it and if you like the idea, I'm open to share it with you.
Oh, I think that we'd have a lot of people that would be really happy to get it now. And then, of course, we would all look forward to the chance where we could be more in person and to hear it from you. But absolutely. And as those of you who have been on the call already know, what I do is I share whatever anyone who's presented is free to share with the group so that we're all combining resources. So you're getting a lot of yeses here in the chat. So yeah, that would be fantastic.
So I'm going to send you. I'm going to send you.
Terrific. Thank you. Thank you so much for that.
And I hope, Karen, one sentence, and I shut up. And I hope this book will be ready in Georgian next year when I come to the conference, and I give you as a present book from Georgia.
Amazing. What would that be, Peter?